Welcome to Collision Hub News Network, your monthly source for collision repair news, events, and the information you need to keep your business moving ahead. In this episode, State Farm announces office closings, repairs debate financial impact of CCC and BMS, Tesla to open their own collision repair centers, insurer issues welding requirements with ICAR, and more. So let's get started.
This is CHNN.
State Farm has announced it will close 11 claim service centers in 8 states by 2021. The move will mean 5% of its workforces will have to decide whether to accept new positions or lose their jobs. State Farm was clear, however, that all of the 4,200 employees affected will continue to have job opportunities in other State Farm locations. The positions in California, Florida, Illinois, Indiana, Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, and Oklahoma will move to Bloomington, Illinois, Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, and other unspecified locations nationwide. State Farm decided to close the locations based on efforts to best serve customers and concentrating employees in larger locations. Chief Administrative Officer Mary Schmidt said the exits will begin in 2018 and continue over several years. Last year, State Farm reported a $7 billion auto underwriting loss, and property and casualty as a whole ultimately lost $1.2 billion. Tesla is opening its own body shops. The self-driving car manufacturer announced they will open the first Tesla-owned body shops at the end of this year and expand the existing network of third-party Tesla-certified body shops. This move greatly detours from traditional OEM dealership partnerships. OEMs traditionally rely on independent repair centers, as many dealerships may not be willing to invest in repair centers. Likewise, dealerships may find the collision repair service center training and infrastructure as too expensive. Tesla will also add service locations across the world and send mobile service technicians out to customers. Tesla's business model means Tesla-owned body shops could work on the vehicles without revenue concerns. But Tesla-owned body shops are not the only news from the automaker. In late April, Tesla informed its certified collision repairers that it would replace its in-house training and welding requirements for curriculum held online and administered by ICAR. Tesla also said it would produce training materials in a language other than English. Despite the benefits touted by Tesla, the certification switch raises the question, will online courses prepare technicians to repair mixed materials, high-voltage, near-autonomous vehicles to the same degree as in-person OEM training? Shops can take Tesla's online course now.
Hey, it's Kristen and welcome to Repair University. You know, it's hard to believe it's been 6 years since we aired our first episode, and with already over 2.5 million views, the show just gets better and better every year. But for 2017, we've decided to do something a little bit different. We're going to go live and put you behind the cameras and into the audience seat. 12 times in 2017, we'll broadcast straight here from the studio as we discuss all the repair techniques and processes you need to make 2017 your best year. Join in with your questions, any concerns that you have. This is like being right in the studio with us while we do the show. So log on to collisionhub.com, buy your season pass now, 12 episodes for $30, and don't miss a single live episode in 2017. Ready to go? Hey, this is Kristen with Collision Hub, and welcome to Repair University.
Last year, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Delaware passed laws allowing insurers to write estimates based on photos of vehicle damage. And just this month, Allstate announced it will cease using drive-in inspection stations in favor of Quick Photo Claim, the photo estimating system. Allstate says they had already seen roughly about 90% of its customers who opted to use Quick Photo Claim able to complete the photography themselves without having to seek app assistance through an agency or other means. Joining us via Skype is CJ Preswell, president of Snapsheet, whose company applauds Allstate's move. Thank you for joining us, CJ.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
CJ, could you start by telling us about the benefits of photo estimation?
Yeah, absolutely. So photo estimation has proven to really help carriers optimize their processes from the start to finish related to the actual estimate portion. So, when you can actually capture documentation from the customer very quickly in the claims lifecycle and capture photos, it really helps optimize the process from customer satisfaction to the shop engagement, even to the adjuster's file documentation. We're seeing benefits just across the board, in every single aspect of the carrier's claims process.
Could an underlying damage be missed by photo-only appraisals?
So what we found is that there's not much more damage missed from photo appraisal than there are from in-person appraisals. And when I say missed, I don't really mean missed. It's just damage that you can't see upon the initial inspection. If there's damage behind a bumper, you can't see it in person just as much as you can't see it via photos. This is why body shops, when they tear down the vehicles, provide a more detailed repair order and estimate, because they're actually taking the car apart. But your typical inspector in the field does not disassemble the car in the field. They just write estimates based on the visible damage they can see.
In your experience, how are photo appraisals saving customers time?
So photo appraisals really help optimize the whole process for the customer. If you think about the cycle time metrics that any major carrier has, that's a very carrier-centric metric. When you look at it from the customer's perspective, if they walk outside and take 6 minutes to take photos of their vehicle, it doesn't matter if the estimate comes back in 3 hours or, it takes a little bit longer to process the claim. It's taken that customer 6 minutes to do their part of the work. So in their mind, the cycle time was 6 minutes. So they're extremely happy with this type of channel. And it's basically the way they want to handle the claim. So you give the customer the choice, and when the customer makes the choice and it goes really quick and smoothly, it's a perfect combination.
And how does Snapsheet provide self-service solutions for their customers?
Absolutely. So Snapsheet's provided self-service solutions through the branded white-labeled mobile applications for customers. But a lot of that's just the external shell. It's all driven by the back-end software, which needs to take a holistic view of a virtual claim. So there's the self-service component. There's also the crowdsourced photo component, body shop information component, tow yards and salvage yards. All of these photo networks, all of these different ways to capture photos have to work in harmony to be able to really fully take a carrier's processes virtual and be able to settle claims via a photo estimating experience. So it's not just the self-service application. While that's a very large component of it, the whole process has to work end to end, understanding that there's no resource in the field.
CJ, thank you again for sharing your thoughts with us today.
Thank you for having me.
The ProSpot i5 Smart Welder is designed to handle all of your collision repair needs. With Auto Weld Mode, the i5 measures, senses, and welds consistently every time you pull the trigger, regardless of metal thickness or type, ensuring a factory-quality repair. The high-resolution full-color touchscreen display simplifies navigation through more than 4,000 OEM repair screens. The updatable software features weld data and repair recommendations from the top automotive manufacturers. Raise your shop's collision repair IQ with the ProSpot i5 Smart Welder. Call your local ProSpot distributor today for a demonstration.
Frank Turlip of Collision Diagnostic Services highlighted issues between CCC, Repairer, and with its SecureShare vendors at a recent CIC conference panel discussion. Within the terms of use, a shop may be required to obtain permission every time it transmits the data. The terms of use also state a shop must retain records for 12 months should CCC wish to audit them. CCC has not defined what records a shop must retain for future audits, and most shops will have to face the changes. DRP mandates related to information providers limit a shop's ability to switch companies. Under the new system, CCC SecureShare will act as a manager of the files, and although shops will still own their data, they will be less able to share it. CCC said last year that shops interested in managing the files of BMS process in-house should contact them to discuss it further. After 2 years of drafts and disapproval, the Collision Industry Conference voted during the meeting last month in support of a revamped definition of what constitutes a body shop. Previously, CIC deemed their 2013 definitions of a highly qualified shop as confusing and wholly inadequate, and has attempted to raise the bar with new criteria last year. Definitions Committee co-chairman Chris Evans said prior to the April vote that the body faced a milestone decision. The vote was close, suggesting the committee did not have a strong position on the change. 143 respondents voted on whether to accept the new definitions and update them annually or as needed, with 53% in favor and 47% opposed. Earlier versions of the definitions, known as Class A shops, were controversial and considered as inadequate by many in the industry. The new definition lists minimum requirements and emphasizes a shop must have the correct gear and training to fix or repair a vehicle to OEM standards. For example, an advanced repair-capable provider must contain dust collection equipment for hazardous dust containment as required by vehicle manufacturer, while a general collision repair provider must be trained, equipped, and capable to perform all necessary work while meeting OEM specifications. The Society of Collision Repair Specialists Board welcomed 2 new members in April. Trace Cochemilio of Valet Auto Body in Utah and Mark Shake Jr. of Mark's Body Shop in Maryland filled the seats vacated by outgoing members. Voters also re-elected board members Amber Alley of Barsati's Body and Fender in California and Brent Bailey of A&B CarStar in Missouri. Alley will assume the role of treasurer, and Bailey will leave his post as SCRS's secretary to assume the role of vice chairman. Congratulations to all 4. May you continue to promote, support, and encourage exemplary businesses committed to the future of the collision repair industry. Fiat may be in a position to make a big sale. Fiat Chrysler Automobile's chief executive Sergio Marchionne may have signaled some massive changes on an earnings call last month. During the call, Marchionne was asked if some of his earnings strategy would include selling off Jeep and Ram brands, to which he simply said, yes. The iconic Jeep celebrated its 75th anniversary in 2016 and could mean billions for the FCA. From 2009 through 2015, Jeep's global sales increased 266%, with an expectation of 2 million Jeep brand sales in 2018. The Dodge Ram saw an increase of 27% year-over-year in February and remains a popular choice for U.S. buyers. However, other FCA models continue to struggle, and a multi-billion-dollar sale would be a boon to FCA's bottom line.
Here's the deal, painters. Holding on to complicated metal spray guns that are difficult to clean just doesn't make sense anymore. The 3M AccuSpray system with PPS not only makes your life easier, it puts money back in your pocket. That's our science applied to your life.
Seeing what you're working on can make the difference between a good repair and a shoddy job. Here's Madison with more on our latest cool tool, the ScanGrip iView headlamp.
This is Madison from Collision Hub. Welcome to this episode of Cool Tools. As car designs become more compact and repair procedures more complicated, seeing what you're working on keeps getting more difficult. We reviewed a few new lighting systems at SEMA, and then this. The iView headlamp from ScanGrip showed up here at the shop. First, it's a rechargeable lamp, so that puts it ahead of a few others that we had laying around here. The charge port seals when it's not in use, which makes it durable as well as dust and water resistant. But for any headlamp to be something a technician would use on a regular basis, it's got to be comfortable. The iView has a wide and adjustable band, which makes it comfortable to wear over long periods of time. Now let's get into what makes this light great for collision repair technicians. Direct light while working is great, but in the past those have been narrow focus beams. This light has a nice wide oval-shaped beam of light. That wide light source allows me to work without having to turn my head to move the light. The iView has a 2-step operating system. 50% of lumens in step 1, providing 6 hours of runtime, or 100% brightness in step 2 with 3 hours of continuous runtime. Just like our last review of the ScanGrip light, we were impressed by the charge and runtime of the lamp, and it only takes about 4 hours to charge completely. One of the features of the lamp that we liked best was the hands-free option. When you set the lamp on sensor mode, it can be turned on and off only by waving a hand in front of the lamp. So when wearing gloves while you're performing some bonding and riveting operations, the light can easily be switched on and off. With all of these features in one lamp, the ScanGrip iView is definitely a cool tool that we'll be keeping around.
Become the champion in your market with BASF Advanced Process Solutions. Do you want to reduce cycle time, increase touch time, increase on-time delivery, reduce parts ordering errors and redundancies, reduce work hours without reducing sales? With APS, you can reduce stress, tension, and the daily chaos while improving productivity, profitability, and overall performance. It's time to discover advanced process solutions from BASF. Start building your future today Talk to your representative to learn more about the APS program.
iCar's welding training and certification is now a requirement as a participant in the State Farm Select Service program. State Farm has made this change so that more of the industry has the knowledge and skills to perform proper repairs. All iCar welding training and certification programs begin with the welding capability and readiness assessment of the facility's gear, equipment, and infrastructure. Each program includes in-shop instruction on welding theory, followed by a skills assessment, then intensive hands-on practice with coaching as appropriate. Technicians are then required to pass a formal welding certification test. All repairs within the Select Service Network are now required to complete and maintain all 3 welding courses: Steel GMA MIG Welding, WCSO3, Steel Sectioning, SPSO5, and Aluminum GMA MIG Welding, WCAO3. State Farm has provided all select service shops with a timeline to meet the new program requirements. By December 31st, 2017, all repairs with 10 or fewer technicians will need at least 1 technician currently certified in iCar Steel GMA MIG Welding and Steel Sectioning. All repairs with 11 or more technicians will need at least 2 technicians certified by March 31st, 2018. According to iCar, as of the end of this March, nearly 2,000 shops have a technician current in all 3 iCar welding courses. Phoenix residents can get a free ride. Google announced they are offering free rides in one of Google's self-driving Chrysler Pacificas. The Early Rider program joins efforts like the self-driving Ubers in Pittsburgh, Volvo's Drive Me project in Sweden, and Tesla's turning its entire consumer base into autopilot guinea pigs. This testing goes beyond traditional self-driving car research by adding the variable of how real people actually use cars and making the technology feel more familiar to consumers. Google's self-driving car arm, Waymo, announced that the company would add 500 self-driving Pacificas to the 100 already on the road, the goal being to give participants access to the fleet every day, at any time in the coverage area. This could be a particular boon for lower-income families, the elderly, or the disabled. The self-driving Pacificas will continue to have a human operator inside in case the artificial intelligence can't handle a particular situation. With heavy hearts, we say goodbye to an industry icon. Price Collision Center's CEO Bobby Price passed away earlier this month. At age 27, Bobby became the owner of Price's Collision Centers following his father's 1986 retirement. He was a platinum member of iCar and celebrated his 30-year anniversary leading Price's Collision Centers in 2016. He will be missed.
A true mobile estimating solution is here. Auditex Mobile Estimating can help you dramatically improve your estimating process. It is device independent and goes where you go. Whether you have an iPhone, iPad, Android tablet, or Windows Surface, you can start your estimate anywhere that you have connectivity. It includes the great features of Auditex estimating, such as AutoVin, and color-coded, intelligent 3D graphics, allowing any appraiser to easily capture the VIN, vehicle options, photos, and vehicle damage in order to create the most accurate estimate and impress your prospective customer. Whether you're moving around your shop or working remotely, let mobile estimating from Auditex help you be more efficient, accurate, and ultimately get more keys.
Thank you for watching this month's episode of Collision Hub News. We hope you'll make CHNN your source for the collision repair news and information you need. Want more in-depth coverage of stories you heard about today? Please visit Repair Driven News, your daily source for information and editorial features for the collision repair industry. And if you need to catch up on past episodes of CHNN, visit the YouTube channel and don't forget to subscribe, ensuring you'll never miss another edition.
This program is brought to you through the support of these sponsors. This is CHNN.